So I crashed my F100. Now what? So what exactly happened? We were at LSFest. It was my third competition of the month of April. Had a great weekend, felt really good in the truck all weekend. Thought I was doing pretty good for being a novice racer. Lost traction during 3S on the very last day and rammed my truck into the wall. You know, my truck. The truck that Mike and I spent an entire summer, just marathon through it during COVID, got it done, got it running, and it was, yeah, big, huge blow to my ego. Obviously, I'm okay, and we're already back into it, but yeah, it sucked. So what's next? We loaded it up minutes after the crash, moseyed all the way back to Arizona. We were at the junkyard the next day. So at the junkyard, we managed to find another 61 grill, which I was pretty excited about. A hood and a fender that is, to be quite honest, I'm not sure where it's at. We also picked up, about a week ago, that guy. 64, really, really solid shape. Couldn't pass it up for the price, a couple $100. So that gives us actually a nicer looking fender. Don't need the grill. Wrong year. And kind of an okay hood. It's got the standard F100 rot. We found that hood a couple miles away. So between our junkyard find, we have 3 hoods, 2 fenders, and with all that said, he is still trying his hardest to get Pops' hood actually going back. So we've had a buddy come in to town recently who's kind of did body work in the past, and they've been working on Pops' hood to see if we can get it back up and going. So we'll see, because it's got kind of an arch in the back from where I slammed the driver's side of the truck. What else do we have going on? So we have this pile of steel, and we have the beginnings of a frame table. Why are we building a frame table? Because Mike is actually going to build a whole brand new frame for my F100 because I bent it. Apparently in 1961, they weren't really planning on people slamming these things into walls, so the frame buckled. It pushed the entire rear end to the passenger side, so the rear axle's shot. We're not sure if the wheel is still straight or not, but gonna probably replace it anyway since I pretty much shaved all of the finishing off of it. He was able to beat out the bumps and bruises on the rear fender because, to be honest, that fender was gnarly when we bought the truck. And he got the bump out in the cab. We had to use one of the ram tools and push the cab out because it had kind of compressed a little bit when I slammed into the wall on the driver's side. But we got it back in good shape. The door gaps are as terrible as they were in 1961 again. So we're getting there. We picked this bad boy up from eBay. This is a Mustang independent rear suspension out of a 2019 to 2020 track pack. It's got the 373 torsion already in it. We're going to go ahead and use our RideTech coilovers. They weren't damaged in the crash, so we should be able to just get them mounted in there. Our buddy Sean, he's been giving us some tips and pointers on what to update on these guys, what to use, where to cut them, how to graft them into your frame. So we're pretty excited. This will hopefully change how the rear end of the truck functions for the next time it's back on the track. Well, it's not how I wanted to end my first racing season, but sometimes that's just how it goes. Definitely didn't want my truck back on the lift this quickly after finishing LSFest. But 2.0, it's going to be stronger, faster, and hopefully the driver will be a little bit better. We'll do our best to document the progress so you guys can see how we build our frame table, build out the frame. It's going to be a first for us, and get everything up and running. So stay tuned, guys.